All right. So the Hypertalk for Etheria restart, it just dropped today. I saw it on the Discord and I saw it about 20 minutes ago. I'm super excited. This game I am super looking forward to the release, and I am going to be sprinting in game like everyone else. But let's just see what they say because I know that a lot of people had issues during the playtest and the beta and stuff like that they wanted to see change. So I kind of want to see what they are going to change. So let's just get into it.
Hello everyone, welcome to our second Hypertalk, our official launch episode. Mark your calendars on June 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Marcus, here with our community manager Chris for our newest updates.
Hey guys, it's Chris. Good to see you all again. Thank you so much for the enthusiasm with our last beta. We had over 200,000 players across the globe and so much engagement across all of our different social media platforms, Discord communities, Reddit communities, and more. During this test, we've had tons of brilliant ideas, suggestions, and more that we've been actively monitoring and optimizing. We're super excited to have you here and we're ready for launch. Just want to say thank you guys so much again. We've gathered so much useful gameplay data and the devs are looking into all of this feedback that you've given us to balance and fine-tune the game before launch. We'll be sharing a patch notes soon on the Discord, so stay tuned for that. Now getting into today's Hypertalk, we've got some changes and optimizations to talk about from our beta feedback. We've got some new animus joining us and also some details about our launch celebration carnival, which will include incredible.
Oh, did he just say new animus? That's actually kind of fire. I'm kind of excited to see what if they're releasing another one. That's kind of insane, especially after the playtest. Yeah.
Giveaways and benefits.
Now on to the questions. First up, we'd like to address the recent discussion about anima use in RTA.
Now this is definitely the main thing I heard people complaining about. I know there are a lot of free to play people that don't want dupes in RTA. I know there's a lot of people who are pay to win who do want dupes in RTA, and I know that there were people saying that there weren't dupes in RTA. So and they were always active. And I don't really know where that thought came from. I don't want to call it a rumor. Well, that's kind of what it was, but I don't know where that came from. But even I was kind of like, oh, they're not doing dupes for RTA. Okay, that's actually kind of fire. But yeah, I personally don't really mind because I'm definitely doing a little bit of light spending for this. I'm not gonna be obviously dumping a bunch of money in the game, but I definitely want to. I want to buy the battle pass at around level 20 or 50, 20 or 50. So we're gonna see how we do with that. So and that'll definitely give us like a little bit of a boost, not like a ton, but yeah.
This is a big one, and we sincerely apologize for not promptly identifying this and clarifying the misconception sooner.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, anima are effective across all different gameplay modes in Etheria Restart. We've also designed multiple ways to acquire anima tokens, as well as a new RTA shop that wasn't in our last beta. In that RTA shop, you can also obtain dupes. Moving forward, we'll continue to monitor and optimize this gaming experience with anima.
And now for more lighthearted topics. Translation issues.
Yeah, Etheria has tons of extensive story content, character.
This isn't a massive issue to me because I didn't really notice it. I know there were a few characters that had like him instead of her for their description and stuff like that, but that's minor stuff. That's literally just going in and changing text. So I don't really think that's a massive issue.
Skill descriptions, and much more. And of course, those are going to come with some challenges. So you guys know we've expanded our localization and LQA teams. You can also join us on the Discord and make contributions there to get some benefits.
So some other concerns that players have mentioned. Major servers launching all at the same time, daily refresh times not synchronized across various regions, leading to a lot of players experiencing level lag and delayed feature access.
Okay, so this is something that I only recently discovered was a thing. I did not know that the servers were refreshing at different times, and I think that meant that the other servers other than global were refreshing before global, so people were getting ahead in levels, and just not by a ton, but like enough to the point where it actually mattered in RTA while people were progressing. So yeah, I don't really know how they can fix this, but I guess let's kind of just see what they're gonna say.
Of course, different regions will have different reset times for the most convenient experience. but we do encourage players to join the server that is closest to them. What we did notice is that in the first few days, especially with this time-gated content, these progression gaps can be amplified and impact the experience negatively. This is something that will stabilize over time, but
Yeah, I didn't really notice honestly because I wasn't focused on doing RTA. I was more focused on doing PvE. So I didn't really notice. I know I only really noticed when I noticed people friending you for whatever and for quests and rewards and stuff like that. But I didn't really notice this because it wasn't my priority when I was playing around in the playtest. So yeah.
But on launch, we have decided to restrict the RTA cross-region matchmaking so that all of you guys don't have this negative impact with the time gating, and eventually we'll re-enable this in Summit and Fearless Arena once things are stabilized.
With many regions having different keyboard layouts, some people have been asking if there will be custom.
Okay, so that's interesting. So they're gonna make it so that the servers don't interact in RTA. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's actually probably the best outcome of what they could have chosen to do. So yeah, that's not terrible as long as it doesn't last longer than like when people are refreshing. So like I think that's like 7, 8, 9, 10 days. I don't really know, but yeah. So as long as they do it like within a month, I think of the release of the game and like connect the servers back. But yeah, I don't think that's a massive issue. Uh, right now. So I'm kind of glad that they decided to do that because that I know people were getting annoyed by that, but again, I didn't really touch RTA and I was still getting the same amount of progression get done as other people. So
custom key binding features.
Yes, there will be. Our developers have been discussing these concerns, and we're planning to provide multiple keyboard layout schemes for character movement, skill casting, and much more for a smoother gaming experience.
this I didn't
Onto
really
some
notice
other
was a
important
problem.
questions people have asked. So current poll stats combine all banners across limited and permanent banners, but now they will be displayed separately.
We've noticed
Okay, okay. So this is something I know people were complaining about, but I definitely didn't notice because I don't keep track of my pulls out it like in the game. I usually do it outside of the game. So this is a non issue and a non fix for me. Because I do that with every gotcha game, just because it's easier. And really all I do is just mark down what SSR I got or what SR I got or whatever equivalent to any other game. So that's yeah, this is a non issue for me.
this, and as Marcus said, it will be displayed separately, and we'll also give you the option to filter out through banners so you can see where you've been lucky or where you're missing out.
Players have also asked if the pity counter for limited banners carry over to the next limited banner.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of those things where people were very concerned about that because I think I don't know where, but I think someone was saying that it didn't carry over and they didn't really respond to that. So I don't know if they are going to keep the pity carrying over. I don't know if that's a thing that's going to be happening. So I kind of hope it is because that's just the standard for a lot of gacha games nowadays. Just the pity carries over. So I kind of hope that they do make sure that the pity carries over because that's I know that's a massive concern and it's definitely makes another barrier of entry for a lot of people. So let's just let's hope.
Happy to announce this, that yes, they do carry over. Pity
Okay,
counters
sick.
for the same type of banner will be inherited by the next. This also
Nice,
includes
nice.
constant disorder banners, also known as LD banners, and they have their own independent pity, but they still carry over. Pity counts have also been reduced from 100 to 80 based on feedback that we had during the beta.
Now on to a question about UI. Players are concerned that animus roles are not very clear. Roles like tank, DPS, and support.
Uh, I don't think there's a need to label the roles just because there's a lot of characters that serve multiple roles. Like I know Tiamat can like be a tank, but she can also be prioritized as support, and she can also be prioritized as a DPS. She kind of just can go in any place. I don't think that this is an issue, and I because the characters have a lot of nuance to their kits. Like I know Heinrich is more of a support character, or at least people build him as a support character, but he can also be a pretty decent DPS actually, because of because of him triggering his own effects, his own last words on enemies. So I don't think that we need roles labeled because I think that's gonna confuse. That's another like barrier of entry thing where it's gonna be like people have to learn that the roles aren't the only thing that you can do. So I kind of hope that they change that. That they don't. That sorry, that they don't change that.
are not clearly indicated.
Yeah, so in Etheria, character roles can be quite complex. Same
Yeah.
characters can have multiple strategies and builds. We have an example like Tiamat, who you can build as a tank or a DPS. What we do encourage is for players to check out our community guides. We have some sponsored ones like Hell Hades and Pridewind, but also on the Discord there's many player-made guides that can help you out and figure out how to strategize your builds.
Our next topic is about stage combat. We currently do not have any data tracking for damage or healing stats at the end of matches. We are happy to share that we discussed ways to implement this in the future.
Okay, that's good. I'm a little bit sad that it's not going to be there for the release, but because it sounds like it's not going to be there for release the way they said that. But yeah, that being in the game is definitely going to be a massive help for like a lot of the sweats. I'm personally not a sweat. I'm probably going to be focusing on PvE content instead of the RTA. So yeah.
Yep, we've received this feedback quite a bit and we've been discussing ways to implement it. We hope to display more valuable combat information in the future for a better competitive experience, so look forward to that.
I am curious, do characters in Etheria Restart have fixed resistances in battle?
Yes, they do. In Etheria's combat system, the hit rate can be increased a maximum of 2 times the skill probability and reduced to a minimum of half the skill probability. There's a fixed...
Okay, wait. So, sorry, I'm a little bit stupid. But so does that mean that the skill activation chance it like baked into the skills, the ones that it tells you the activation rate there? Does that mean that that can be that can only be doubled to like double of what it already is, or does that mean that you can like double it and make it like 120 or something like that? I don't actually know. Okay, and I think they said it reduces by like half too, so it can only be like half of like 50 can only be reduced to 25 or something like that. I think I don't actually. The math is not mathing. I'm not a huge math person when it comes to these types of games, so I don't know.
Fixed resistance of 10%, meaning debuff success rates cannot exceed 90%. Of course, we're going to be monitoring this after the game launches, and if any values need adjustment, we'll make sure to inform the players in the patch notes and also in our Discord.
Next on our list is one of the top most asked questions, related to stamina issues. The overall feedback is that free daily stamina allowance seems a bit low.
Yeah, it did feel pretty low, honestly, because I think running any of the dungeons to get materials, it was like you could only run it once and then you were out of energy. So yeah, I don't know, because it's definitely, it wasn't terrible, but it was definitely noticeable that like you ran out of energy so fast. And refreshing does exist, but I feel like if you can get a little bit, even just a tiny amount more energy just at the start, it would help a lot, just for the people that are actually going to be grinding day one. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is this. Yeah, it was noticeable, but it wasn't a problem for me.
Yeah, so after our testing in the beta, we've discovered this issue and we've decided to increase the free stamina acquisition from daily tasks on launch. This allows free-to-play players to have more stamina to experience more game content and upgrade their characters faster.
Okay, sick.
Awesome. And now for another commonly discussed topic, character gen ratio. We have over...
What is this? What is this? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. What is this? I saw this being addressed in the Discord. I saw the devs responding to this. I am so at a loss for words at how much of a non-issue this is. This is so nonsensical, honestly. I don't care about the ratio right now because it's actually pretty good. There's a pretty decent balance between male and female and whatever else they come out with in the future, because you never know. But Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Over 7,000 messages on feedback threads.
7,000 is
Yeah,
crazy.
this one has been a mess, but we're hearing you guys. Etheria Restart's goal has always been to include plenty of uniquely charming characters in the future, both male and female. We're taking all of your suggestions into consideration.
See, here's my issue. I don't know what people are even what their issue is, because I don't know if people are asking for more females in the game. I don't know if they're asking for more men in the game. I don't know if they're asking for less men in the game. Literally no one ever asked for less females in the game. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I would go crazy trying to figure out what people were complaining about this, because this is a non-issue for me.
I know the thread has been a mess and many people have mixed opinions, but we're excited to release so many more new animus across launch.
That was a vague response, honestly. That response was basically we'll see.
Well, since everyone is curious about future Animus releases, why don't we ask Chris and the team what is planned?
Yep, that's a big one. As everyone knows, in our recently concluded final test, we did add 8 new animus to the game, each with their own unique characteristics. Just so you know, we have many plans for future animus development, several appearing on launch, and many planned for the future, so look forward to it.
Okay, but I'm sure you can give us a little bit more detail.
All right. Let's start off with our brand new animus, Mio. We've prepared an introduction to show off her exquisite features, so let's watch that together.
何かよ言っとくけど
Wasn't there someone in the game already named Mio? Or Mia? Or whichever one.
もうスケジュールはぎっしりなの遊びたければ前もって予約して
Oh, it was Mia.
ここが私の研修先なのパッとし
Oh, that 113 base speed is kind of scary. I don't even know
どう
what
し
she
て
does.
もって言うなら言ってあげてもいいわよ
Skill 1. Mio inflicts damage on a single enemy with the chance to apply freeze for 1 turn. Skill 2. Mio deals damage to all enemies with a chance to apply freeze for 1 turn.
That says freeze and wound. Also, she's got freeze on 2 abilities, and one of them is AoE. Okay. That fully trumps Kraken. If you pull her, there's literally no reason or need to build Kraken at all.
Ultimate skill. Mio deals damage to all enemies, steals all turn meter from the primary target, and portions
What?
from other targets, distributing it equally among all allies, and
What? I'm sorry. So she has turn meter steal like Marvel, but she also is able to boost based off of the amount stolen. So does that mean if they have higher turn meter already in the graphic or whatever, the stats or whatever, that actually increases the amount that's given out? This is kind of stupid. I can't. She's like Marvel and Freya combined. That's actually crazy.
applies
And
increased
Kraken.
speed to all allies for 2 turns. Mio specializes
The speed isn't really a thing that matters that much. I think there's a lot of effects and people who are able to give speed in the game, so that's not a massive thing. But that freeze and the sorry, not the freeze, the turn meter steal and the giving it back as increased turn meter is crazy.
in freezing opponents and stealing turn meter. Both her first and second skills can keep enemies in a continuous frozen state.
Yeah, and the spam freeze on her auto and her skill is crazy.
By prioritizing her ultimate skill for crowd control and turn meter theft, she creates favorable conditions for her team to act faster. In high-intensity PvP strategic battles, Mio excels as a critical first speed control animus.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get on to our next animus we'd like to reveal. They're known as the powerful Iron Fist Warrior,
Who's
Mizuki
this?
Makoto. She's hungry for power and
Oh, she looks sick. She actually looks kind of sick. Holy fuck. Is she an SSR or is she? I don't think she's an SSR. I don't think they would announce 2 in the same trailer or like talking about the release. I don't think they were released 2. She's probably an SR.
her strength is her only guarantee of survival in this world.
I love it already. But that can't be the only Animus related news.
All right.
There's
Now,
another one.
I guess I can reluctantly share a little bit more. Similar to our beta, our friends Freya and Messiah will be returning as our first rate-up banners on launch. But speaking of powerful animus, I wonder if anyone remembers someone special who goes by the name of Hoyan, who didn't appear in our recent beta.
I do slightly remember this, but in this test, there's also a boss with the same name. We've occasionally seen glimpses of her in certain promotions.
Yes, we have. Hoyan still has many secrets waiting to be explored.
What does
All
that
of
mean?
this requires hyperlinkers in the real world to work together and assist in the Etheria world. As for exactly how to do this, please continue following us for official updates.
So is she getting released in a later patch, like involving the story, or is she? I don't know. That was again pretty vague, but hey, that's not a problem.
Now let's move on to the next topic. How does the team plan to design future activities and events like Candy Party, and will there be more events in the future?
Yep, there will be. So our design philosophy is to allow hyperlinkers to accumulate items and rewards while relaxing with daily actions to unwind. On launch, we'll kick off with a new event called Shell Story. This is a classic dice rolling map event where you can control your hyperlinker to gather rewards. Just so you guys know, each event will always have different art and designs, bringing unique surprises each time.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to try it myself. Speaking of game modes,
That's
I
just
remember
a
the
board
guild
game.
versus guild function was mentioned in the previous test. Are there any new updates on this?
Yeah, so this has been one of the most asked questions, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I have no frame of reference for guild versus guild, because I have not played a game where I've been like super active in a guild scene. I usually either just stick to solo and do PvE, or I just don't touch, or like even if I do join a guild, I'm very like low maintenance when it comes to doing guild shit. So we'll see. I haven't played a lot of games that have had guild PvP, so we'll see.
Guild vs. Guild United Front is in the final development stage. Let me briefly share a preview. From the interface shown on screen, you can see that the United Front mode requires hyperlinkers to work together in territory battles to earn better rewards. We can't wait for you to experience.
Oh, okay. That actually sounds kind of sick. So it's like territory based.
It.
Wow.
So you like try to take over someone's territory or something like that? That's actually kind of I don't hate that. That's actually kind of cool.
From that snippet we just saw, it really looks like a fun challenge. Now, I know all of you hardcore RTA players have been waiting for this. Since the final test, RTA rankings have been finalized. When will the EWS qualifications be announced?
I have no
That's
idea
an
what this is.
excellent question. We've just completed the qualification rankings for the final round. What's displayed on the screen now are the players who have earned the EWS 2025 qualification through the rankings. We've also notified all of these players about specific participation methods via email. Don't miss out on the messages on the upcoming EWS. Additionally, on Etheria's launch, we'll provide qualification opportunities again on the ranking settlement information. Specific rules will be announced in the future on our official platforms. We welcome all hyperlinkers to join the EWS arena and become the ultimate competitive champions.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know
time
how
sure
competitive
flew
I'm
by
gonna
really
be.
quickly. We're already at the end of today's video.
Indeed. Etheria's official launch we've been eagerly awaiting is finally coming. Hyperlinkers, don't forget that Etheria's global launch will be on June 5th, 2025. This will be on PC, Android, and iOS platforms. Pre-registration
Yeah, sick. Yeah. If you haven't pre-registered, do that now because the rewards are actually kind of worth it. So, yeah. I'm super excited. I didn't dislike anything that they said. Yeah, that was a pretty good update. I'm actually pretty happy with that. But yeah, this is yeah. Honestly, see ya.